When you begin walking a different path, a path of clarity, of intention, of truth, not everyone will follow. Some will step back, some will avoid eye contact, some will leave without explanation. And you will wonder, did I say something wrong? Did I do something to deserve this? But no, you did not say anything. You became something powerful. Your aura, your energetic presence is no longer quiet. It speaks before your lips do. It announces who you are before your feet enter the room. And this, my friend, is what others can feel, even if they don't understand it. The silent strength inside you. It unsettles those who hide behind weakness. The calmness you carry. It threatens those who live in chaos. The discipline you follow. It confronts those who drift in distraction. When you enter a room, something shifts. It isn't about your words, your clothes, or your posture. It's deeper than that. People sense something they can't quite name. There's a calm intensity about you, a silent confidence that needs no validation. This is your presence, and it carries weight. It speaks before you do and sign first. Your presence shifts energy instantly, often says, more than any speech ever could. Your aura, the energy you bring with you, is a message written not with ink, but with the inkless language of your inner state. And while you may not notice it, others do. Sometimes they step back. Sometimes they fall silent. Sometimes they watch from a distance. It's not fear of you as a person, but rather a response to what you reflect back to them. You have spent time in quiet growth. You've battled through moments when no one was watching. You've trained your mind to be still, your emotions to be balanced, and your spirit to be steady. This invisible discipline creates a presence that's undeniable. It doesn't need explanation. It doesn't seek approval. It simply is. And because so many people walk through life disconnected from themselves, they feel that contrast deeply. When they meet someone who is whole, it feels unfamiliar. It feels intense. Sometimes it even feels threatening. Not because you intend it, but because it shows them what they are missing. This silent presence is powerful because it cannot be faked. It's not based on external signs. Second, you reflect others' insecurities, achievement, or appearance. It's the result of inner work, real, raw, and honest. And when you carry that with you, people listen even when you are silent. They sense that you are grounded. And in a world full of noise and distraction, that groundedness is rare. It becomes a signal in a sea of static. And not everyone will like it. Some may misread you. They might think you're distant, intimidating, or unapproachable. But this is only a reflection of their own discomfort. Your presence is a kind of truth, and not everyone is ready to face truth even when it stands quietly in front of them. But that doesn't mean you should shrink. In fact, it's all the more reason to remain as you are firm, aware, present. True strength is not in domination, but in silent clarity. When your presence carries peace, people will remember you even after you've gone. You won't need to convince or impress. Your energy speaks for you, and it leaves an imprint. And though it may scare some, it also awakens others. It gives them permission to seek that strength within themselves. And in this way, your very existence becomes a quiet form of leadership, not through noise, but through undeniable presence. When a person begins to walk the path of self-awareness, their very existence becomes a reflection of things others try hard to avoid. You don't need to preach or point fingers. Simply by being true to yourself, living with discipline and seeking clarity, you sign third. Silence that speaks volumes reflect what others are not yet ready to see in themselves. Your peace may highlight their inner turmoil. Your confidence may bring up their insecurities. Your focus may contrast with their distractions. This reflection is uncomfortable, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your energy naturally holds up a mirror. And in that mirror, people see their fears, their doubts, and their untapped potential. That's not easy for them to face. Most people are used to hiding from others and from themselves. They wear masks, perform roles, and move through life reacting instead of responding. But someone who lives intentionally breaks that pattern. You serve as a quiet reminder that there is another way to live, and while some might be inspired by this, others will be triggered. They may withdraw from you, avoid deep conversation, or even become critical. But it's not truly you they're reacting to. It's the discomfort of their own unexamined life. This kind of reaction often takes you by surprise. You may feel like your energy causes tension, like your calm presence unsettles those around you. And that's true, not because you bring negativity, but because you bring contrast. When someone who lives with purpose walks into a room full of distraction, the energy shifts. When someone who has learned to sit with pain meets people who constantly escape it, resistance arises. But this resistance is a sign of truth being present, not an error in your approach. You didn't come here to sign forth, living rooted in truth make everyone feel comfortable. You came here to evolve, to become more conscious, to walk with integrity. And sometimes, that journey creates discomfort in others, not out of malice, but out of misalignment. Your clarity forces others to see their confusion. Your boundaries show them where they have none. Your emotional balance reminds them of the chaos they haven't yet faced. In this way, your aura becomes more than just energy. It becomes a silent teacher, one that doesn't lecture, but still reveals. It takes courage to continue being yourself when your growth makes others uncomfortable. But that is part of your path. You don't owe anyone a diluted version of yourself just so they feel safe. Keep living your truth. Keep honoring your path. Let those who are ready be inspired, and those who are not, walk away. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be real. And in your realness, you offer others a chance to do the same. Whether they take it or not is not your responsibility, but your reflection may one day become their awakening. And that alone is worth every step. There is a quiet power in stillness, a deep strength in saying nothing and simply being. In a world that rewards constant noise, fast opinions, and endless chatter, stillness can feel like rebellion. But the power of stillness over noise presence doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to announce itself. It carries weight in silence, and that weight can be felt the moment you walk into a room. When you are calm, not the kind of calm that is forced, but the kind that is earned through self-discipline and emotional awareness, it becomes magnetic. People don't always understand why they're drawn to it or why they feel uneasy around it, but they feel it. Stillness can be more intimidating than chaos, because it demands that everything around it slow down and take notice. This kind of stillness is not the absence of energy, it is focused energy. It is a calm that has survived storms, a quiet that has been sharpened by struggle. It is not passive, it is alert, grounded, and intentional. And that is why it holds such power. When someone has no need to react, no urge to prove, no desire to compete, they disrupt the normal rhythm of social interaction. Others expect defensiveness, ego noise. Instead, they meet depth and it catches them off guard. Your silence becomes louder than their words. Your composure becomes more why others withdraw from your light piercing than their arguments. Many misunderstand this energy. They may think you are distant, cold, or arrogant, but that is a surface-level reaction. Beneath it lies something deeper. They are sensing a level of control and alignment that they themselves may lack. Stillness can be confronting because it reflects the emotional turbulence others carry but have not yet dealt with. Your presence becomes a contrast to their restlessness, and that contrast creates tension. It's not because you've done anything wrong. In fact, it's because you've done the work. In moments when others would panic, you remain steady. When emotions rise, you remain grounded. That emotional discipline doesn't go unnoticed. It becomes a kind of quiet authority. You no longer chase attention, final message, walk your path with peace or validation. You don't need to dominate conversations. You don't react from ego. You simply observe, respond when necessary, and walk away when it's time. This unnerves people who rely on reaction, drama, or control to feel seen. Your calmness disarms them. Your silence becomes a statement they can't ignore. This is why stillness is feared by many. It forces reflection, it shifts energy, it invites presence, it reveals what is real. And when you live from that space, your presence becomes a powerful reminder that there is another way to exist. one that does not seek noise for identity, but peace for clarity, you become unshakable. And in a world built on distraction, that kind of centeredness is revolutionary. You don't need to do more, you just need to keep being what you are, come aware and fully present. That alone is enough. That alone changes everything. There comes a point in your journey when you realize that not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will applaud your growth. In fact, the more you evolve, the more you begin to notice the distance that naturally forms between you and those who are not walking the same path. People may begin to withdraw. Some may question your choices. Others may criticize, not because you've harmed them, but because your transformation challenges their comfort. This is the moment where your strength is tested, not in how loudly you defend yourself, but in how calmly you remain rooted in your truth. You are not responsible for how others receive your energy. You are responsible for how honestly you live in it. The moment you begin shrinking yourself to fit in, to be more acceptable, to avoid the discomfort of others, you begin abandoning your own alignment. But staying rooted in your truth means honoring the path you've chosen, even if it means walking it alone. It means trusting your inner compass more than the noise around you. It means being willing to lose people, environments, or attachments that no longer resonate with your current state of being. This is not arrogance, it is self-respect. When you hold your truth with quiet certainty, you no longer chase approval. You no longer need to explain your decisions to those who have not done your inner work. You begin to realize that silence is sometimes the most powerful answer. You begin to understand that being misunderstood is not failing. It is a sign of authenticity. Because truth does not always come wrapped in comfort. Sometimes it is sharp, sometimes it isolates, but it also liberates. Being rooted in your truth also means you become selective with your energy. You no longer entertain shallow conversations, false relationships, or empty validation. You protect your peace not out of fear, but out of understanding that what you carry within is sacred. Your growth wasn't given to you for the sake of blending in. It was earned so you could rise above the noise and live intentionally. That means setting boundaries. That means saying no when it's easier to say yes. That means standing firm when your values are tested. You don't need to prove your worth. Your actions, your presence, your consistency, they speak, and the ones who are meant to walk with you will feel your energy and rise with it. The rest will fall away, not because they are bad, but because they are not aligned. Let them go without guilt. Let them go without explanation. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be true to yourself. In that truth, there is freedom. In that freedom, there is power. And when you walk with that power, silently and humbly, you become unshakable. No matter who stays, no matter who leaves, because the one thing that always remains is your foundation, your truth. And that is more than enough. The essence of this speech lies in embracing the quiet power that lives within. When your aura becomes a reflection of your inner strength, peace, and discipline, it will not always be met with acceptance or praise. Instead, it may trigger discomfort in those not yet ready to face their own truth. But this is not a sign to retreat or change. It's a call to stand even more firmly in your presence. You are not meant to fit in with noise, but to rise in silence. You are not here to please everyone, but to live authentically. Let your energy speak louder than your words. Let your stillness echo louder than chaos. And let your journey serve as a quiet invitation for others to awaken. Not all will follow, not all will understand, but those who are meant to align with your path will feel your truth. And that will be enough.